Now, before we continue, I want to let everyone know that I put the link to this Zoom call out to the world on my Twitter, and with the hopes that Paul McCartney would join us. But what we got what I thought might happen is we have some people that are one person so far that has joined, and unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. Keith Jacobson, hello.
Hello, Pat.
Please,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Now, I assume, Keith, you're a listener. I recognize your name.
Yes.
Now,
I am a listener.
Now, what made you have the balls to join in today? Did you just say, "What the hell? I'm going to do this for fun"?
I just wanted to watch the magic happen, Pat.
All right. So. Well, so Keith, you are certainly allowed to stay, and
only for 16 minutes, though. I tweeted at you if I could. You said come in for 15 minutes. I asked if I could stay for 16. You said that was good. So
you're the one. Okay, I thought you meant what if Paul wants to stay for 16 minutes?
Oh, well, that's fine if he wants to stay for 16. Actually, if Paul wants to stay for 7 minutes, I think that's probably okay too, right?
I got to be honest, Keith. We're full now, so if Paul wants in, it's too late.
Well, I'll leave. Just let me know and I'll leave. I don't want to.
Keith has to leave. Keith has to leave.
Maybe Paul will stay for 3 minutes. Ha, funny. Keith, I'm going to go to you first. Keith, when I tweet about this episode, I'm gonna call you the unwanted co-host.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with
okay,
that.
Cool. And I'm going to have your name added to the artwork now too, Keith. So people are going to be pissed. They're going to go, you mean if I would have just popped in, I could have been on the show? And
you posted it out there. They had the opportunity, but they're all nursing their hangovers. They had a little too much to drink last night, probably.
I got to be honest, Keith. I'm kind of bummed out that some crazies haven't popped in here to bombard us with their, a picture of their butt or something. But I told Gwen to be warned because I was going to let anyone that wanted to come in. Keith, did you think that I wouldn't let you in when you tried? Did you think?
No,
what did you think?
No, I figured you'd let me in. You put it out there. So I didn't realize I would be co-hosting them.
Yeah, well, I put it out there for Paul McCartney, just to be clear, Keith.
I didn't read between the lines on that, Pat. So.
I'm glad that Keith is such a nice, well-spoken guy.
I know. It could be very, very...
Because some of our listeners, whoa, boy, yeah.
I could go get some of my teenagers. They don't even know who Paul McCartney is. No, I'm kidding. They do, actually.
They do.
Actually,
There were also, I did some research. There were other possible titles for this. There was a Bathroom Betty, Commode Connie, which is weird. It's not a word people use. Toilet Terry was one, but these are all going over big. I like the song a lot. I'm killing it, Kyle. I'm ringing in 2021 with Silence, and I love it.
Wow.
I love him doing the background vocals. Obviously, he is because it's all Paul on this album. I like the groove of this. I like the ding. I just love it. So I love this song too. So Keith, I got to be honest with you, not digging you. Keith, what do you think of Lavatory?
He is so nice.
He is so nice. He knows I'm joking.
Nice.
He listens to the show, except Vernon Reed episode.
it's on my list to do right after this. We're done recording this. I will listen to that, Pat. So first of all, I did a little bit of crack research also.
I love that you're actually doing the work Kyle's supposed to do. I like that. Maybe you'll be the unwanted producer.
A proposed title, but got passed was She Came In Through the Bathroom Window Part 3. So
it's a better joke than mine for sure, Keith.
Actually, I'll tell one more story and then I promise. They had a friend that was like a year or two younger than them. And my brother had turned 21 and they went to this bar that is called the Goat Farm. And
all the names you say sound made up. Goat Farm, Munchie Mart, even Kalamazoo sounds made up.
It's no longer there. They did shorten the name to the Farm eventually. I don't know why they got rid of the goat, but anyway, I digress. So their friend Rob, he actually legitimately turned 21. He had been going to this bar for a few years with his fake ID. I don't know his name on the fake, but anyway, he showed up on 21 and he had the ID, his actual ID, and they're like, What are you doing here? Now you've been coming here for 2 years. They all knew him.
Right.
And now he's there legit.
He's there legit. What if here's the story that I'm playing in my head. Kyle, you've seen the Stepfather movies.
Yes.
Yeah, Gwen, have you seen the Stepfather movies?
What are the Stepfather?
It's about a guy who has two families, and then he eventually kills one family and moves on to the next family.
No,
I was thinking of Stepbrother. I was thinking of Stepbrothers when you said. I thought maybe you misspoke. That took a pretty wild turn there.
I've not seen those.
With all of Keith's talk of these fake IDs, what if his wife popped in his office right now and said, "Joel, it's lunchtime"? It'd be like a Stepfather moment. Oh my God, Keith has two families.
While we're completely off subject on everything,
sure.
Stepfather 1 is great. Stepfather 2 is like good until a point where there's a glaring plot hole. And the plot hole is the kid hears a guy killing someone, and when he walks away, he hears him whistling a tune. Then later on, he hears his stepfather whistling the same tune, which is like fine, but the tune is Camptown Races, which is like number 1 or 2 on just tunes people whistle. So like that would not hold up in court.
No, he should be whistling like
nonsense. It could just be nonsense.
Yeah.
Just make it the thing.
Just a little tune he made up himself, his killing tune.
Yeah, ditty.
Keith, what song do you whistle when you're killing people?
And then what song does Joel whistle? You gotta.
Yeah.
What was that 8-minute one that we just played?
Deep feeling. Deep feeling.
That's the one. That's the one.
I can't even whistle, so I guess I can't kill anyone.
But that's part of the dynamic of the group.
Right.
That me and him get upset, and we get upset over different things and at different times. And then our drummer can drive us insane with his take it as it comes calm thing where you just kind of, and then also he'll also say things like, well, I played well or whatever. He's like, I like he'll talk about the show. He goes, well, I didn't fuck up. And you're like, but you're playing you don't have to emote. You're like, I either get psychotic. Like, I have to emote. Do you understand? I have to sing the fucking word. I have to remember the words. First of all, you don't have to remember any word. Right?
Let me,
you do this. You do this. You hit. I have to emote, motherfucker. I have to remember the words and try to convey a story.
It's much harder for me to do that too.
Drama queens. Well, it's very intoxicating. That part sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And having to go to dinner with those people suck too, because all they do is talk. It's their sales.
Man, I remember that one thing. We went it was in a conference room in Detroit in a hotel, and it was bleak weather. It was black outside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then they're like, we're going to go across the board, let's go to Canada and eat and have dinner. And so it's a 2-hour drive. I didn't realize we're going from, way on one side of town into Windsor, and then we have to go through the border, and then we get to this restaurant. But during the time, I was sitting in the back, and it's a rental car, and I swear to God, it's like, I'm probably wrong, but it felt like it was like this Eldorado Cadillac, right? Like huge, cavernous car, and I'm in the back seat, and I'm like this big, and these two label guys, they're radio promo guys, and they are talking about me, and they're talking about the record, and I felt weird. I felt like,
you know what? Everybody was Italian.
You weren't there. Yeah, it was just me.
No, okay, but when we had dinner, I remember that dinner. We're suddenly surrounded by Italian guys. These weren't like the salespeople.
Right.
These were the people that to be dramatic, that hang you out of a balcony window. Are you going to play the way? The guys, I'm not making this up. One of the guys' name was Joey Vendetta.
Yeah.
That was his name. And they're like,
that guy.
Joey
God.
Joey Vendetta's got that solid. He's got that solid. You got the Aerosmith tickets? They were like that.
Yeah.
The Aerosmith tickets. I got the Aerosmith tickets.
So
great.
These are shady dudes. It's out there. Look, I posted it on the Facebook page. I think I put a link on the Twitter, all that stuff.
Yeah, thanks. And it was about my doing comedy on cruise ships.
Yeah, it's good. Really good. How many words?
800 words. 800. That's what and that's harder than you think. I mean, it's just like It's a lot of editing. But what
you're saying when you wrote it, it was longer than 800
Way
words.
over.
It's harder to get
goes
it down.
By pretty quick. Yeah, 800 goes by pretty quick. And then there was a couple, she made edits and wanted changes, and so that was probably like the third or fourth draft.
And how much better did she make it from what you sent her?
It wasn't about. I thought the first one was pretty good.
Yeah,
but they censor as well as, because I made jokes about what I couldn't say on the cruise ships.
Yeah, and
they're just as uptight and clean and paranoid about that. They're so like, we don't really say that. We don't. And I went, okay.
We don't really say smoking cock.
Yeah.
in our paper, so you might want to.
But they have a tone, and they have and she wanted more information about certain things, and because the last paragraph, a couple paragraphs are about the. We
changed finger blast to heavy petting, so I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right. There's the dirty portion of the show. That's why we're explicit. Okay, Mike, Boogie
that came from you, by the way.
It came from me.
You swear more on this show than you do in person.
I don't swear, and that's true.
And I did finally watch the Linda Ronstadt one.
The good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's sad. Sad at the end when she's singing. She's sitting there on the couch.
Yeah. The one thing she loves to do is sing, and it's taken away from her is Parkinson's disease. And rough. But yeah, I've watched a bunch.
Thanks, universe. Taking away Linda's voice. All right, next.
Same age as Trump, she is. That guy, still ticking.
But can he sing?
No, never could.
Poor, pitiful me. Tumbling dice. The best. It's the best song.
It's the best song.
It's the best song ever. You can't deny it. Who was a guest that you were able to get that you were just so excited about?
I think I loved them all, but Dolly Parton was somebody that I always admired, and not exactly rock and roll, but she had everything. The talent, the songwriting capability, that lovely voice, and just the struggle to get from the place she was born to where she is now. And just a lovely bouncy character. I thought, I wonder if that's real. It cannot be real. It has to be manufactured, but it isn't. It was her, and I thoroughly enjoyed every minute in her company. She was just a joy to be with. And of course, I'm not a journalist like yourself. I'm not used to this. I was terrible amateur at it. But it was something, I wasn't doing anything, obviously, because I had to stop doing my thing. And it was my management said, listen, why don't you talk to some of your pals? And they all came to the fore. But I remember it was awful. I was talking to Dolly Parton, and that's where I learned you've got to be careful when you're in your position and asking people questions. And I said, Dolly, you've made 62 albums. You've written 3,200 songs. I said, I don't suppose there's ever going to be a chance of a Dolly Parton's Greatest Hits album. And she went, what do you say? And I went, hits, greatest hits, and I suddenly I was so embarrassed, the way things come out,
right.
So, it's, it was, but you learn on the job,
Exactly. As far as all these, the business stuff and everything goes, who's now going to be Angus's support system? Are you guys all banding together to make sure he's propped up and feeling good at all times?
I will make damn sure I'll try everything in my power to be there for him, and so will Cliff. And of course, Stevie's it's his cousin,
right?
And and will always be there. And Phil is a man of few words. I got an email from Phil the other day. This is Phil. Hi, Johnny, you out rascal. Went out yesterday for my first parachute jump, and I got a speeding ticket. Driving home. Hope all is well. See ya. So he went for his first parachute jump in his life. Got a speeding ticket.
Yep.
Stay safe. See you.
There's a lot of excitement in that one sentence. Good for Phil living life.
He's brilliant.
This is an ode to the glass noodle. You may be glass only in name, but our love for you is crystal clear in every Bibigo Korean dumpling. Your tantalizing texture tickles the taste buds, and while you are see-through, the world can't help but see you. The glass noodle, one of many obsessively crafted ingredients in every plump and juicy Korean dumpling from Bibigo. Go handcrafted. Go Bibigo. Authentic Korean dumplings now in the freezer aisle.
So when you're growing up and you're listening to Rick Springfield and your friends find out that you're listening to Rick Springfield, how's that go over?
Not well. No, I mean when you're eight, like I was thinking about this the other day.
When you're
right?
eight,
You're
it's
8 years
cute.
old,
Yeah.
You're in grade school. Generally your friends and your peers aren't, I don't think they were into music the way I was. Like
Right.
I grew up in a very musical household. I used to spend so much time listening to my dad's old 50s, 45s. So I was very into music at that age. So your peers aren't really making fun of you because they don't really know. It's not until you get to like middle school.
Yeah.
And your friends are listening to Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Van Halen, and they go, "Who do you like?" And you go, "Rick Springfield." And it's like, "Are you?" They laugh like they think
Right.
you're kidding, and it's like, no. And then looking back on it now, I give myself credit for sticking to my guns. But yeah, it doesn't go over well. You're subject to a lot of teasing at that point, not only from friends, but family as well. My brother's been a.
What's your brother's name?
Yesterday.
And is he going to listen to this?
Oh, I think that's a safe bet, Pat. Yeah, he's gonna get lots of ammunition from this.
Well, now we can two-team him. What's the word I'm looking for? We can gang up on him.
Double team. Is that
double
where we're
team
going
him.
with this. Yeah,
I'm going to throw it. I'm going to say, fuck that guy. If he's listening. And then he was also, a couple years ago, he was on True Detective with a lot of unrecognizable. Although, we watched True Detective and I didn't see his name pop up in the opening credits. I just wasn't paying attention. And then when he popped on screen, I just kept looking and looking. I'm like, who is that? I knew who that is. And then it took a little bit. And then I was like, oh my God, I think that's Rick Springfield. And then I, pull out the phone and look it up as you can do now. And that was pretty scary. He looked scary.
Yeah, it was freaky. And he was in American Horror Story, in an episode of that. I forget which one it was.
Yeah, he doesn't shy away from doing. Look, he did this show, so he doesn't shy away from doing anything. All right.
Yeah, and not your typical not any. He'll take stranger roles. Too,
Yeah.
Lately, so
yeah,
cool.
try to break the stereotype down even at 70 years old because he's still a fantastic looking gentleman at 70 years old. All right, here we go.
He's a good-looking dude.
Take that, Dave's brother, nameless, faceless brother.
There's a certain amount of copies that got printed. RCA, when he had the success with General Hospital, they decided to flip the cover. So the picture of him on the back of that album got put to the front, and the dog got put on the back. I'm not sure how many got printed that way. I have a couple of them.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, the back cover photo is cool, but he's doing like a weird, like he's boxing or something.
Well, yeah. While we're on that topic, I grabbed it while that song was playing. I grabbed it.
I thought you were going to pee. I thought you were going to the bathroom.
This is one of my favorites.
And I was going to have to vamp.
It ties into a couple of what we've been speaking with my brother. So on that trip, I had the picture sleeve for Jesse's Girl.
Okay.
Right. Which my brother got a hold of at some point, and he drew a little mustache under Rick's nose on the thing just because.
I hate that guy.
I brought that with me on the trip, and I had him sign it, and I will hold it up for those on Zoom.
There you go. Oh, what's it say? It says, what's your brother's name?
Ed.
Ed. It says, fuck you, Ed. Love Rick Springfield. How is that not in a frame on the wall, dude?
Well, it was. I took it off.
You took it off the wall. Oh my God. That's the best. How many siblings do you have?
Just one, just Ed.
And what does he like that we can make fun of? Sports? And when you go to those special things, how much access do you have to Rick Springfield?
On the trips?
Yeah.
I mean, there are scheduled events, right? So I think everybody gets their picture taken. So you're definitely going to see him there.
Yeah.
And they do, what are the add-ons, that you can do I forget what they're called. But you can swim with the dolphins and Rick will be there, or they do a private party someplace. So you get to see him, at those events as well. And you'll see him just walking around the resort. You see band members for sure. And in fact, I spent a good 30, maybe 45 minutes talking to his wife, with my wife, Nancy, one day, because she's just out mingling with fans.
Sure.
So, I mean, and he'll do things where he'll deliver messages to rooms. I've never done that.
He'll come to your room?
Yes, he would come to the room. And again, these are all kind of add-ons to the trip. So he'll come to your room and hang out with you for 10 minutes or whatever. But I think they build it as that was something that the women would do.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It would be a little weird if I said, "Hey, Rick, come to my room." Even I have my limits.
Yeah.
A situation on the Mexico trip where one of the guys that worked for the tour club who ran the whole thing moved a beach chair and ran it right into Nancy's leg.
That bastard.
And she got like a bruise. So they came over and they apologized. They said they were really sorry. And they were like, "We want you to join us at our table tonight at, dinner," which here at an all-inclusive resort. So, we get there and we sit down, and who shows up but, Rick and his wife. The whole crew is sitting
at this table
group of tables.
Oh my God, that's great.
But it's just uncomfortable because I don't think he understands the circumstances. I think he just looks over and he's like, "Who the hell is that guy?
Who's that guy? That guy."
Like, why is this guy following me?
Or maybe he thinks you're someone. What if was there a tier where Rick would come to your room and put ice on Nancy's bruise?
I don't believe so. Nor do I think I would have taken advantage of that. I think that's just risky at that point.
All right. This album's called The Snake King, and it's the laziest album cover of all time.
Yeah, not super. Not a lot going on.
Does not jump out at you at all. So
it does have the distinction of being his latest, the only album he's put out of all these newer albums that was released on vinyl.
And you have it.
Of course, I have the limited edition red version that I think only 500 copies were pressed.
All right.
Something of
these are I'm laughing, and yet these are investments. These are something that goes up in value.
How'd you know that's what I told Nancy? That's an investment.
I still buy physical movies, and if it comes in a steel book, I buy the steel book. And those things, those are limited. And then if you price them on eBay,
it's true.
They go up in value. So I told Pilar, I go, look, if I pass early, just let Kyle have all the stuff and let him list it on eBay. He'll know exactly how much everything's worth, and you'll get a little bit of coin out of my dead carcass. So you're
such a romantic, Pat.
And she said, "Absolutely, I will." No. So Matt, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut you loose. I appreciate you jumping in here, but we're going to geek out and close out this show. But thanks for popping in. It's always good to hear you on the show when you contribute.
Yes.
Whenever I see your file come in, I get excited. And I don't think you've ever missed one. If you have, I've been disappointed. So keep on keeping on. Is that a thing that an old man says?
Quite possible.
We'll see you later, Matt.
See you, Matt.
Let's hear that voice, Matt. Say goodbye.
Hi, this is Matt Berkey saying goodbye.
See ya.
See ya. Keep on keeping on.
Who says that? Here's my wish. I wish that Rick would go into the studio with Dave Grohl producing and the Foo Fighters backing him up and do a whole album. That might get some play.
It would be. Oh, well, yeah, I would think it would for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the song that they did for the soundtrack, I think the man that
Man That Wasn't There.
There you go. Thank you. How do I forget these things?
Yeah.
I think that track is great, and I think that Grohl, you've seen that documentary. I think that he really likes Rick Springfield and the music.
Yes.
So I think the music would be great, and I think he would really get into it, and then they could produce it on that board, right? Because he still has it.
Yeah. The Neve, is that what it's called? The Neve.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they could call that album. I'd call that Rick Springfield. Keep on keeping on. That's what I'd call that album.
Produced by Dave Grohl.
Yeah. It's still one of the best debut albums, if not the best debut album of all time. I mean, there's not a track you skip. It still sounds fresh today. You still wonder, how did they get this guitar sound? How did they get, the whole package was amazing. The cover, I mean, you didn't go into this thing half-assed. It was quite a production. And
as far as the cover goes, I think we really lucked out on that one. Believe it or not, the first cover idea that the record label sent us was a head of lettuce. And we looked at it, it was like, we don't get it. What is it? They said, oh, it's Boston lettuce. Well, here in Boston, that's iceberg lettuce. So we had no idea.
Yeah.
We said, okay, that's not going to fly. That's not going to fly. And then they hired the fellow that did the artwork and came up with that idea. I was like,
yeah, the flying spaceship guitar. It's amazing. A head of lettuce. I can't think of, was the record company trying to tank this album immediately? That would have been terrible.
Well, I think they were kind of cheap out is probably the best description.
Yeah. Carly, what's your least favorite and favorite U2 album? Start with the least.
Yeah, my least favorite's Over My Shoulder. It's How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb, which means, least favorite's relative. I do love them all. I don't like the ending of How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. There's 3 songs I don't like.
Okay.
Fast Cars, Yahweh, and I hate Between a Man and a Woman also.
Okay.
I don't like it when dudes talk about having a baby. Like, that just doesn't do it for me. Like,
we know nothing about it.
By Live or Yahweh by U2. Like, I don't care. Like, that really annoys me.
All right. And for me, this is interesting. April 9th, 1985, just 3 days before Murray sees them, I see them at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena on the Unforgettable Fire Tour with Lone Justice. Great show.
No way.
Yeah.
I was still in high school. Pat was 37.
I was, our 4th child had just been born. I was getting my master's degree. All right. So none of that's true.
Carly, was it the Bodines that opened up for your show?
No, it was Los Lobos and Little Steven.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man. I think, and Carly, I think we've discussed this. I live in Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
We never get good openers in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I've heard you say that. Yeah. I've hered that. It's crazy.
Yeah, because I see all the other openers. We've had a couple of good ones like Rage with Pop and No Doubt, but other ones are, Kings of Leon. All right, maybe we do get good openers. What am I talking about?
The Black Eyed Peas with Slash would not totally get me in the U2 mood, right? Like,
I was not a fan of that.
Rose Bowl.
Kravitz opened the next one, and he spent 20 minutes trying to get everybody to sing "Let Love Rule" with him, and nobody wanted to. Yeah.
Why can't
phoning it in, man?
Yeah. What do you got against letting love rule, Murray?
Hey, man, I'll let love rule. All right, but I'll let it rule for 10 minutes. After 20, get off stage. We paid to see you too.
I'm going to ask Mary exactly how long you let love rule. I'm going to see if it's even 10 minutes. All right, moving on.
I have said this 1,000 times, and I stand by it 100%, even though he doesn't know it. Adam Clayton is my boyfriend.
Aww.
I'm sorry, Frank and Mary, if he ever said, come over to Ireland and live in my giant castle and watch me play bass shirtless. I'm like, I am there. I am there.
He's so amazing.
He is so elegant. His bass playing has grown. He's gotten so much better since the early days, and he's great. He's amazing, and he looks fantastic now. On the last tour, slimmed down, dressing a little rock and rolly, rocking the gray hair, spiking it. I love him.
Oh, me too.
So the other night I'm in the car with Rita. Jeff, that's my youngest. She's 16.
Okay.
And she says, and I had a Captain America shirt on. She goes, "You love Captain America." I go, "I do." And she said, "Would you marry Chris Evans?" And I said, what are the circumstances? And she said, You're at the altar, you're getting ready to marry mommy. He walks in and he says that he wants to marry you. What do you do? And I said, well, I still marry mommy. I go, but if Thanos snaps and mommy disappears, then I marry Chris Evans. And that was an acceptable answer for her. All right.
Nice.
That's a very good resolution to that problem.
Yeah, I thought I came up with a good one.
Yeah, you did handle that well.
Let's be honest. If he's snapping his finger and somebody's disappearing, it's going to be you.
I know. And then he's going to marry my wife to be. Damn it. Murray, do you have a favorite remix? I'm assuming that's not something you know off the top of your head.
Actually, I do.
Oh boy.
I'm not a fan of remixes also, but if you're a member of the U2.com, I like to say that so I don't sound like I'm way too old to be in a fan club.
Carly shook her head, and Jeff's holding back, but I'm pretty sure he probably is a member.
Okay. I got the remix album, that vinyl that came out a few years ago, and the Desire. Go get it, Carly.
Carly's getting it. She's looking for it.
You can get it. You can get it if you want to. Go ahead.
That's okay.
It's the Desire Hollywood remix version.
Oh, so good.
Right? And I'm not like Pat. I'm not a huge fan of remixes, but I really do love the two you guys played, and I like that one. So I should probably explore more.
So
it's very LA, that remix, right? Yeah.
I have not been a member of the U2 fan club for a while.
You guys are nerds. Shouldn't you be talking about Journey or something?
Sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I was a fan back when they came out.
You guys are nerds.
All right. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I can't now.
All right. Murray, do you have anything to add, Murray?
Don't fuck with C-Boy.
Right. Sometimes I forget I have that fun stuff.
So funny.